is the most dangerous time of the year for driving in these parts because the deer they're in the rut, which means that they are in breeding mode. They slept for 5 weeks or something to get charged up for this opportunity. They've gone out and they've bred all the females they can, and now they're searching futilely for any more that are left out there. They can tell the difference, they have hormones, pheromones, smells that bring the male deer to them. So at this time, they're dashing across roads. And of course, there's females also dashing around. They've been hunters, and so the hunters and the dogs chase the deer, and of course, the deer come rushing out across roads. So we have a lot of accidents. A lot of people I know have hit deer, and it really wrecks your car. And the insurance, if you hit a deer, if you swerve to avoid the deer and you hit it, you are responsible. If you hit a deer, you're responsible. As far as the insurance company says, if the deer runs into you, you're okay. See, a lot of the deer will just come running out of the road and they'll smash into the side of the car or the side of the front. So if the deer hits you, the insurance will pay. But if you hit the deer, it's not quite sure whether they will or not. I don't know that because I haven't had to run into that situation. But what I was going to tell you is there are certain ways to avoid deer. The main thing is to watch with all your power in the dark. You should be able to see eyes. Now, you might not. It depends also on how far away the trees are from the side of the road. If you've got wide shoulders, it takes a little tiny bit longer for the deer. He will be in your view longer before he actually hits your car. Unless they've got to be coming out and you're coming ahead, so you should be able to see them. Now, I know that's not true for everybody, but if you watch for eyes, which glow, sometimes the reflectors on the sides of bridges or those little mile markers or whatever kind of things are out there, sometimes those you can mistake them for deer, but you have to go 50 through here. Another thing is that when it's nighttime and there are no cars around, I find actually the most dangerous time to hit a deer is when there's an oncoming car, because when they're coming and you're coming and there's all that light, deers like light, but I don't think that draws them because that's so quickly that you're passing each other. However, that's when I've seen the most deer is when there is a car coming and you can't really see the deer if it's on the road because you're being blinded by the other car, and you can't really see the eyes very well either. So that's a pretty dangerous time. So have your wits about you when you're passing, when people are coming the other direction. Okay, the other thing was if there's trees right up against the side of the road, if you don't have any shoulder or very tiny shoulder, the closer to the center of the road that you stay, like if it's a deserted road and it's a lonely old road and there's no lights in any direction, if you straddle the middle line, you can see you have more time if a deer comes out. I mean, you have to have your wits about you because you don't want to get hit by a car either. But since cars have their lights on, people walking along the side of the road, they're dangerous too, because they're not always wearing light colors. Anyway, that was about how to avoid hitting deer. Mostly you just got to stay really sharp. Watch on both sides. Now, if you come to a place like this, you see where there's a bit of a bridge? There's a gully, a low place in there. The deer are likely to come out along the edge of that. I'm going to close this. The deer are likely to come out around the edge of a fence. Sometimes they'll jump over a fence, but there's deer trails. When you're walking, you'll see where these trails are, and there's certain areas that you'll usually see deer. And you can see in the daytime, especially when there's snow out there, you can easily see where the deer have been crossing. So if you need to know, if you're in a new area and you're going to live there, it's pretty good to get familiar with the areas where the deer are crossing, because they have certain paths through the woods and across the road. I mean, those are the paths that eventually become, the trails, which eventually become the small roads, and then the gravel roads, and then the highways. Then they get straightened, of course, a long way. But that's where they originate, as paths that the animals are using. So keep your eyes open and find out where their paths are crossing the road, so that you can be the most safe. Okay, talk to you later. Nancy today. Bye.